Hey folks, what's going on? This is Tiffany, and I've got another episode of Meet the Trainers for you. I get to introduce yet another first-time TACCon trainer, which always makes my heart warm. Actually, you get to introduce yourself, Phil. So, for those who don't know you, tell everybody who you are, what your company is, your website, all that good stuff.
Yeah, so my name is Philip Groff, and I have Vigor Training. The website is very easy, although not easy, I guess. Vigor Training is vigrtraining.com, and I am really excited. Last year was my first TACCon, or I should say 23 was my first TACCon attending, and now I'm really excited to be part of the trainer and the instructor role. So pretty cool things, and really stoked for it.
Yeah, we are stoked to have you. And you have two connected blocks, right? You're starting in the classroom, and then you've got a related block on the range, all to do with movements. Tell us what you're going to be teaching at TACCon.
Yeah, so I'm going to be teaching a portion of my MOVE program, and what that is born out of was knowing for years that there was a disconnect between how we trained movement, the priorities we put on movement, and what actually occurred in real events, and how could we blend not traditional range training or the way we always did things, but how could we improve performance based on the types of movements we saw in real fights. So as I kind of over the years developed a sense that something was off, eventually that led me to do something that's out of my normal character, which is sit down and actually do something in a controlled, studious manner. And I put together the research and ended up writing a white paper. The first version of the white paper was exclusively limited to law enforcement lethal force encounters. And then I've since amended that and done an additional component based on armed citizens and how they move, the similarities, the differences, and then most importantly, how do we take that information and improve our training quality? Nobody gets enough. We all know the universal excuse of I don't train enough, there's no you'll never meet a person in the world who believes they train enough. So how can we really improve that quality and hone in on that? And that's what this program is about. The lecture portion is really going to cover the statistics, a whole bunch of real life examples, some video analysis, and dive into the how we move or what we see and the common patterns we see. And then the live fire component is ways that you can safely take that knowledge, take it to the range, and drill it. And ultimately, the goal is to improve performance. If we're not practicing to improve performance, we're not really doing much for ourselves. So how do we take it? How do we take the concept from knowledge into practical application? So that's the lecture to the live fire.
Nice. So I have two really quick follow-up questions. I think one you pretty much answered, but I just want to make sure we're clear for everybody watching. Your blocks are not law enforcement focused solely, right? Anybody can
They are
come.
absolutely not. No, in fact, for TACCon, I make a very hard rule for myself and my business in that I differentiate my programs. Not that there are not plenty of cross skills, but they're coming from different places. And I'm in a fortunate position throughout my career. I've been both. And I think it does a huge disservice to police officers to teach them as I would an armed citizen and vice versa. I am at the core of it. Before I was ever a police officer, I was a responsibly armed citizen and then a police officer. And I remain that. And when I'm not working, I'm still that private citizen. So the roles are different, the goals are different, the expectations are different. And we have to acknowledge those differences. I think far too often there's a crossover blend and drills that look a lot like a traffic stop where a well-meaning trainer just says, okay, this isn't a traffic stop. I know it looks like one, but just pretend it's not. Imagine you were at your car talking to a driver of another car, not like a traffic stop. I don't prefer to do armed citizen training that way. I think it's more important to be contextually accurate and focus on what's real. So no, this is not a law enforcement. Police officer or a member of the military would be able to get a lot out of this program. There's a lot of crossover to my law enforcement military program that I teach movement as well, but it is not specifically geared to that. No.
Awesome. And then the only other thing is, are live fire participants required to also attend the classroom block, or could you get a lot out of it even if you're not able to attend both?
Correct. They are not required. It is not a prerequisite to attend. So it's going to be a lot of great information. It will be some for those that attend the lecture portion prior to the live fire. There'll be a lot of head nods, and I remember that. But beyond that, no, there's no requirement. They will
Excellent.
stand independently.
All right. Well, sounds fantastic. Thank you so much. And again, welcome to the TACCON training cadre. Why are you coming in here, Tina? Why does my dog think she's invited to every Zoom call
Every time.
on every single time? Hello, child. Anyway, she's such a drama queen. But also, thank you for your service, good sir. We very much appreciate that. And I am looking forward to seeing you in Dallas, my friend. Take care. We'll see you soon.
Take care. Thank you.